Good morning, traders. So we wake up this morning to Mr. Trump threatening more tariffs, and of course the markets plunge. So I think today you need to trade these shorts and make some money while we do it, because clearly that's what the politicians are doing. So we might as well trade with them. Anyway, so there is, or there was a trend line here, which was pretty much our new weekly uptrend. Okay, and I think that's going to be blown out of the park at the moment. And at this stage, this is definitely turning to be a topping pattern, and we're going to be seeing some downside move. Okay, so the thing that is interesting me is that this could be a weekly wedge. Okay, this could turn out to be a weekly wedge. Now, if that is the case, then what we're looking for is pretty much the inside of the cloud, and probably lines up with this low of the year. So one of these two areas, so that one or that one, I think you might as well just mark both of them, so you've got both of them in the back of your mind. So that's kind of the pattern that I can see playing out at the moment. So if this weekly is a wedge, that's what's going to happen. Okay, let's just get down. Let's first get rid of this and go down to daily. So what we'll do is just tidy up that area, and then we can do this. Okay, now, so I just want to tidy this up, and then I'll explain what we're doing here. So essentially, what I've done is just put this triangle. Now you can see that this break above this trend line. Just a lot of times when this happens, it does turn around and come back down. Okay, the overthrows of the consolidation pattern. So this is a consolidation pattern, and then there's a false break to the upside of this. And sometimes these breaks do play out. It's rare, but they do play out. So when you get a consolidation pattern like this, and occasionally in a strong trend, you'll get a break to the upside, and it will continue. Okay, but in this case, obviously it broke out, and now we're breaking down below at the moment. We've had a big gap down. And yeah, so from a daily perspective, you can see there is trouble. Okay, there's some serious trouble brewing at the moment. And I'm looking for shorts on this market today. But the question is, where do we get in? Okay, so if we look at the 4 hour, we had a crossover here with a rejection bar. Okay, and then you can see how price tried to get back through but failed. And Dickinson is now keeping price in check on the 4 hour. So that is a signal of a pretty strong trend. And in this case, it's obviously a downtrend. We have broken through the 200 EMA. We've broken through this trend line. So, and we've got a twist, and we've got a Chico's band coming through the cloud here. So there is a short brewing here that you can play. More than likely to come and test these bottom tails here to start with. Okay, so let's just get to the hour. You can see the downtrend has been intact for 3 days now. Moving to the downside, this is the 4th day that we're in, and there's probably more, and definitely looking like more downside to come. Okay, so the only question is, where do you get in? And I'll definitely wait for Europe at least, just to see what kind of bounce we get from the European market. And I'm on 15, I was going to go to 12 minutes here. As you can see, Kijinson and Dickinson are far apart on the lower time frame. So I'd like to see them come closer together. and maybe just a gentle bounce up before we move to the downside again. And what we can do is just look to the left. There's price there. Okay, so you can see we have some flat cloud here that lines up with some tails. We have a Brooks gap here as well. Let's move that right. Okay, there's another bit of flat cloud over there, and that lines up pretty much with that breakout. And then we have another breakout down the bottom here. So that's the first step. And where's price? There's price, and there is another. These tails here are obviously going to be challenged as well. Okay, so that's pretty much where we are at the moment. We're sitting here. So obviously what you're looking for is an entry short, and for me, I'm probably going to wait for the Europe Open, because you can see we have a potential double bottom here, so it's easier just to wait for retracement, we'll wait for Kijinson and Tekinson to give me a better indication. So what I'm looking for is a scenario like this, but inverse, where Tekinson and Kijinson are close together, but in a bearish downward, in a bearish pattern. In other words, Kijinson above Tekinson. So let me rather use a there. So you can see here the two are pretty close together, and that would be a good entry. When they're far apart like this, it's kind of dangerous, because what could happen here, this thing could swing on a whim basically to come back to the top. Okay, so yeah, so I'm looking for some bearish action, and probably at the open. So we'll watch what happens at the open, European Open that is, and whatever bearish action we have there, we'll get in on the trade. And what I normally do with that, if it doesn't move dramatically, then I'll get out, wait for the US Open, and then look for another trade at the US Open. Okay, so that's kind of my play today. Just got to look for the entry, and the entry will come. You just got to wait for the European Open to see what happens and take it from there. And bear in mind that we are down. We'll be down at the moment. I think futures market at the moment is down just over 1%. Yeah, well, 1% on the dot. So the Dow is down 1%. The S&P is down 9.94%. The US Russell is down 0.7%. Okay, I don't have the Nasdaq futures yet, but that's pretty much the scenario at the moment. And the world's red. The board is red all over. So yeah, so that's my play today on the Dow. It is shorts. Okay, and more than likely get in with a small lot size, and then just slowly keep adding to it as the price moves down. Okay, and just going to highlight the concern I have right now is that we have a 4-hour break of Ichimoku. So that there's a 4-hour bearish setup of Ichimoku, and that never bodes well. Okay, so if I just delete all this noise, okay, so we had a 4-hour break here, and you can see we fell quite far before moving to the upside, but here you had a 4-hour break as well, came to test the break and then fell even further, and you can see here we had a 4-hour break as well, and how far we fell. So the higher time frames tend to give you more robust signals, and the signal that we have now is that this market is falling. And I don't think it's going to stop until somebody with half a brain can discuss trade tariffs, rather than just this tit for tat that's going on between the US and China. So that's my play for the day. Looking for shorts, but pay attention to the lower time frames to get your entry, and keep the stops tight. Don't jump in just for the sake of jumping in. Wait for pullbacks before you get in. And yeah, that's it for me today. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later.